I'm an associate member of T3 Trading Group, which is an SEC registered broker-dealer, and member of FINRA SIPC. You should carefully consider whether trading is suitable for you in light of your own financial condition. Only new thing here on the disclosure is I got stopped out of the skills that I bought yesterday, so is what it is. It's why we manage risk, and that's why we sometimes keep those positions just to look for further reward maximization, but sometimes you give them back, and that's fine. Let's talk about the market. SPY's up 0.35%, Q's up 0.4%, IWM up small 0.1%. Turn my camera back on. Cool, yeah, so, a little bit of continuation from the market. It was kind of a grindy trading session. I really did not think there was too much to bite into. I kind of pointed out two main things today in the morning meeting, and they're kind of opposites a little bit. But one is going back to the IWM. We know the IWM was a monster yesterday, right? This is where we got the major continuation from the marketplace, and all the speculative names caught really big bids. One thing I spoke about in the morning meeting today was, even though I really don't like chasing day twos, I think everybody knows that. So any of these stocks, like a Fubo that had a really big day yesterday, even though it could give some continuation, and Fubo obviously did, or the IWM as well, I always think that when you're buying on that second day, you have a much worse risk reward and lower probability of success. Just for example, even though I didn't trade the IWM itself, if you did trade it, you had a clear buy here through 230 yesterday. And if you took that appropriate breakout purchase at 230 in the IWM, then here this morning when the market's opening up, you're $4.50 in the money. So things look great for you. You just want to have game plan in place for reward maximization and continuation, as opposed to the person who sees yesterday had a great day and then today is coming in trying to buy the stock, or in this case the ETF. That's what we call reacting, and you want to be proactive with the market, not react to the market, meaning you want to anticipate that the break of 230 is a major breakout for the IWM, and you anticipate that could lead to some sort of consistent follow-through on the upside, and get involved in that trade at that time, looking for the move to 234, not reacting after the fact saying, oh, wow, look, the IWM had such a great day yesterday, so let me buy it today. So even though that's generally how I think, I also couldn't help but have a thought process for the IWM today, where maybe we could see a major day two. And where that thought process comes from is we had a major breakout yesterday from the first resistance at 230 to a second resistance that's basically all-time highs, which is like 234 or so. And that's where we closed. If we could have gotten some continuation through that 234 today, and we just kind of hovered around the 234 or a little bit above all-time high, a little bit below all-time highs for most of the day. I know the IWM actually on an intraday basis made a new all-time high. We kind of just hung out in that area, but it wouldn't have been outside the realm of possibility, even though I don't like chasing day twos, to see a really big second day here. Why? Is because of the degree of the consolidation coming into it. So markets tend to work in periods of expansion and consolidation over time. So what we're looking at here with the Russell is a 10-month consolidation period. It went sideways for 10 months. And basically this is a massive bull flag. It's a bull flag that's almost a year long. I don't have a monthly chart available right away. On the monthly chart, I'm sure this looks like just a sick monthly bull flag up here. You can kind of see that a little bit on the weekly. You can even see this weekly candle that's developing so far. Just looks really tasty. So this principle, markets work in periods of expansion and consolidation over time. Well, when you've just had a 10-month period of consolidation and you're breaking out of it, that could lead to a really large expansionary period. So it would not have surprised me to see the IWM give a day two. I just didn't know if I really wanted to come in and bet on it. I really think that you already kind of wanted to have the price from yesterday that we spoke about. And that goes for not just the IWM, but it goes for almost any of these speculative names that gave trades yesterday, whether it was Fubo or that Skills, which was weak today and ended up kind of stopping me out on the trade, or like a Palantir type stock, which also ended up being weak today. But basically any of those. Jumai, I know, had a big wake-up day yesterday, inside day today. The flip side, though, is it's actually better for us as traders, I think, and healthier for these stocks to not give that day two. Like looking at this Jumai, and this just happens to be the one I have up right now. I'm sure if we scroll through these, we could find a bunch of setups, and we should look for those setups in our morning meeting tomorrow. If you look at this Jumai, even though this has been a really beaten up stock, had a big, ignition wake up type candle yesterday on high volume. It's a positive Maribozu. That's followed by a tighter inside day today. That inside day actually gives us a setup for tomorrow on any of these things. So Jumai, we could look at tomorrow for a trade, just as an example, if it's breaking above $19.07 for the momentum to return after a one-day rest. So that was kind of one thing I was thinking about, and like I said in the morning meeting, sorry, just give me 1 second here. So like I said in the morning meeting, it's definitely a possibility, but the price action should tell us pretty early on whether or not that can actually be the case or not. And the price action did. It said that, it's not the day today, and that's fine. So that's kind of where our IWM is. And then the other thing that we really spoke about, though, was the NASDAQ. So we had identified 2 trading sessions ago when the IWM was really strong that we expected the NASDAQ to take a break yesterday and then maybe the IWM could go. And that's kind of what happened. Even though we had a strong close in the Qs, it was still a tighter day, and it enabled this ADMA to catch up a little further. So the other thing that I was thinking about today is if the IWM does take its break because it had such a big day one, and it's what ended up happening, that maybe the NASDAQ can actually start giving continuation again after a simple one-day rest. And a one-day rest isn't a lot, but keep in mind that we're right now in a very strong bull market. All of our indices are pretty much at all-time highs at this point. So what I was looking at more specifically was my favorite big tech company, I think everybody's aware, is Microsoft. So that was one that was on the radar for sure today. The only thing I was a little bit nervous about with Microsoft is that it tends to really not be a momentum type stock, and right now it's a little bit extended, so you're kind of relying on momentum to pay you a little bit in this thing, and that is always a concern, because from my history of trading this, throughout Satya Nadella's being the CEO, this thing usually grinds higher. It's always a grind in this stock. It rides these moving averages up. It's rarely a big momentum type of thing. But that last earnings report, momentum day, rest day, and again, this is what we were kind of just talking about with the IWM, right? We love when you have a day one followed by rest, because that can give you that day two. That's exactly what happened to Microsoft post-earnings. Day one, rest. Day two, rest again. Next question, can we possibly get continuation? So the Microsoft trade was definitely on my radar here for continuation above yesterday's high, and that one worked out pretty nicely. And then I was also looking at Apple. So Apple's report was not as fantastic, but the market brought it all the way back up, so the market's always right. Followed by an inside day yesterday. We know this 150 has been a huge resistance level for Apple, and honestly, it's still closed right at or right below that 150 even today, even when it broke again. But we were looking at maybe Apple can give continuation if we're seeing relative strength come into the NASDAQ. And Apple tried to do that. So we thought maybe a buy above yesterday's high could be a catalyst that leads to a break of 150. Great opening trade. You could have bought this through yesterday's high. That did become the catalyst that leads to the break of 150. You had a little 15-minute price correction here at 10:15 or so, and that's the time of day when we do typically see our price corrections come in, and that price correction was followed by beautiful upside continuation, but then kind of a disappointing rollover into the close to still close basically right at this really difficult 150 area for it. And that kind of turned out to being the big focus. Let me just check my sheet here to see if there was any other names that I wanted to review. For the most part, relatively boring day. We talk about knowing when to do more, when to do less. And while I did think there was a possibility that we could get, big continuation out of the IWM, the market pretty quickly told us that was not going to be the case. Big tech got some money rotation into it. And again, money rotation is the key to a bull market. I remember saying this earlier in the year. What you want to constantly see is things just, one sector takes a break, then the next sector wakes up. And it's just kind of a constant continuation of that rotation. So that's pretty much all I got, guys. I really don't have anything else for today. There was nothing on the earnings front that got me excited. I had thought maybe COP could be worth a trade. We talked about COP long above like 75 or short below like 74 because this thing was really tight. I don't know if anyone traded it today. I ended up not really having it on my radar because I thought that the opening price action was sloppy, but eventually it did break that 74. That could have been a decent little short trade. I had this ZI on the radar as well, but it never even attempted to hold the level. It just broke through it right away, so that trade never gave me an actual signal to be involved in it. I know we spoke about FCX with their buyback, but the FCX never really triggered either. I know it started to get above yesterday's high, but I wasn't in love with this price action. So I ended up, having a less is more type of trading session, which I believe is fine. They are squeezing the heck out of this Bed Bath & Beyond. What is the news here? Advances.
Find their business model.
They're what?
Partnering with Kroger, their bold move to redefine business model. They're advancing $1 billion repurchase program.
$1 billion repurchase program?
Multiple headlines.
Oh my God, that's a huge number. That's a huge number. Just watching the tape on this Bed Bath & Beyond here is just absolutely insane. Let's take a look at this chart after hours. Whew. Boom, boom, boom. This one is a majorly shorted stock, too. All right. Sick. Yes, Bed Bath & Beyond is sick right now here after hours. I think you guys know I've been swinging this, too. It's in my disclosure, so being granted a decent little gift. All right. Sorry, I haven't looked for any questions yet. I should do that. Nice little gift when one of your stocks just rips 33% after hours for you. So, thank you. What was that high there? 20.99. Whew. All right. Just trying to do some math in my head. So we're at 21. I had reduced my target in Bed Bath & Beyond to 25 or so on my trade. It's like getting there real fast. Wow. Yeah, they could. This thing has such a high short float, and it's crazy. We saw all of that option flow coming into today. Did we not? Like how often do we see the huge institutional bullish option flow come into these stocks, and then the earnings report comes out or something like that, or the news comes out? It's like so ridiculous. What this thing doing right now is completely nuts. And again, sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. Like I said, it's not every day that you're swinging a stock and then it just rips up 42% after hours when you were not expecting a news event to come out. So I guess everybody's got to get lucky sometimes, and it's nice that for once that's me. All right, I gotta try to do this meeting. I'm trying to scroll up here in the VTF for questions, getting super distracted. Probably should just pass this over to Pat. Coming back down now. 2051. I'm not allowed, based on compliance, to discuss if I'm trading something after hours. That's a new rule now that I'm broadcasting on YouTube. When I was just on the VTF, I could kind of tell you guys exactly what I'm doing. When I'm broadcasting live on YouTube, compliance has pretty strictly told me I cannot speak about if I am buying or selling any of the stocks that I'm in or entering new positions while I'm on it, because I could potentially be, I don't know, manipulating price or something like that after market hours, which I obviously would never do. But yeah, boy. Where are we at here? 22 quarter? I wish I could talk about what I was doing. Sorry, guys. Let me just try to do this meeting. But again, it's hard. You know, like I said, position sizes and everything. This is sick. Up 50% now, just about. Let's go, champ. All right. Scrolling back up into the VTF, I see you guys got a lot of information on the earnings posted in here. It's one of the awesome things about our virtual trading floors that we get all the news in. First kind of question I'm seeing. Wow, Bed Bath & Beyond, let's go! Wow! Let's go! Oh, 23, 51%. Let's go! All right, I might have to say forget this meeting. Yeah, I just can't talk about it. Can't talk about what I'm doing, unfortunately. Jeez, this is nuts. All right. First thing I saw in here from Holman is on Fubo, asking me if Fubo is done. I don't know why you would think that. Selling half is a great idea. Book some profit when stocks get extended. You know, when you're with the trend and when you're with the momentum, you want to have a game plan for reward maximization. The only times you should really be selling stock is if the trend is breaking, so your trailing stop is triggering, or if it gets ridiculously extended, because stocks that get extended are going to have to time or price correct. So it's a good idea to take some stock off into large degrees of extension that you could always look to rebuy when that extension is no longer there because it either time or price corrected. So if you took some off today, awesome job. I would say now that you took a bunch off and you're making a lot of money on your trade, just continue to focus more on the trailing side of your strategy. So that is that. Coursera, Q3 EPS 23. Oh man, that's a miss. Sales beat. Miss on EPS, sales beat. All right, scrolling here through the VTF, looking for the next question. We'll pull back here in Bed Bath & Beyond, no big deal. Just reading through all the news. We got so many news coming in here. Issued Q4. Do you see the guidance on Coursera? Oh my God! Did this thing just make new highs? Let's go! Oh my God! Everything is normal. They're talking about it on CNBC now. I can sort of hear it over my shoulder a little bit. Okay. Junk Pack saying that Bed Bath & Beyond is 59% is short 59% of its float as of October 15th. That's insane. They're too greedy. If they didn't cover their shorts when this thing was trading at $14 after pulling back from 38, they are too greedy. Now up 63%. 63%. No big deal. I needed to adjust my game plan here on the fly a little bit. Scrolling through here, lots of Bed Bath & Beyond comments for obvious reasons. Stephen, Pat posts the option flow into the VTF all throughout the day. So you just got to keep an eye on the VTF. You'll see it, the sweepers that are coming in, stuff like that. That's an institutional option flow. And Bed Bath & Beyond was getting swept like the last week, and then got swept like kind of significantly more today. And again, it's insane. Like I remember Uber, the option sweeps on this day here on September 20th were insane. Next day, boom, random news that no one knows about comes out, and it's up to $44 from $40 in like a day. It's just. I've been a professional trader for over a decade. I'm the first to let people know that the market is rigged. You just got to understand, kind of some of the things that are going on, whether it's the HFTs and how, order flow is sold. Like if you're worth a retail broker, your order flow is getting sold. You just knowledge is power. You just got to know. You just got to be in the know. Anyway. No, I'm not, Natalie. But at a certain point, I might have to. Let's see here. Scrolling through it. Nick saying this is the best post-market meeting ever. I'm hardly even saying anything. It's nuts. It's completely nuts. 71%. And just a refreshing buyer at $26 on the bid. Still at these prices, man. Some of these shorts are like, get me out! Get me out! Woo! Get me out! I know. Any short who left the office at 4 o'clock today is just like running back to the office. Get me out!
On the subway with no service.
Is that new highs right there? Jesus. Okay. Not okay. New highs. 77%. Whew. New highs. New highs. Oh my God. What are we at? 85%? Bro, take a chill pill. Oh my God, sorry guys. I'm supposed to be doing the meeting. Scrolling down here on the VTF. Thank you, Rich. Oh, they just made new highs again? This thing should pull back at some point. It should give some sort of technical price correction. This is sick. This move. There's big resistance up here in this $30 area. I don't know if that even matters. Whew. I keep trying to scroll down in the VTF and then I keep being not able to. There we go. There's the pullback a little bit off resistance. Love to see it. Love to see it. There's the pullback. Yeah, they're the shorts on this are. Whew. It's a dangerous market to be a short seller. Let me tell you. Oh my God. Just not allowed to say what I'm doing, if I'm buying or selling or anything like that, because I'm on YouTube, but you guys can use your imagination, I guess. Of course, they're guided higher. Just seeing that. I'm surprised that Corsair's as beat up as it is. The EPS miss is solid, but they beat on sales and they guided higher. No, there's no halts after hours. All right. Dylan posted a new Derrick the Trader YouTube video for you guys to check out. Still trying to scroll through here. Cap Holmes asking about CRSR. So CRSR had earnings today. I took a brief look at it, and I don't really remember what the numbers look like, and then I kind of moved on. You know, I love to combine earnings reports, or upgrades and downgrades, news events. I love to combine it specifically with technicals, and there wasn't really anything between the report and the technicals that got me you know, too excited here on Coursera. So I don't really have much to tell you about it. The tail here is not great. It looks like it tried to be really strong and, you know, came down and closed kind of weak. So you're not left with much to bite into for tomorrow for Coursera. Is AMC moving also? If AMC is moving, it's probably just moving. Yeah, AMC's up 11%. I feel like that's specifically because of what Bed Bath & Beyond is doing right now, which is just totally sick. Totally sick. You know, these names move together. Like, you guys remember, I feel like the original three were GameStop, AMC, and Bed Bath & Beyond. And then they, you know, threw some others in there, like Sundial, BlackBerry, like Naked, NAKD, like Nokia, like there was like those were like the original like Wall Street Bets ones. I feel like the big ones were GameStop, AMC, and Bed Bath & Beyond. I mean, and you could see it in the squeezes in the past that this Bed Bath & Beyond chart has had. Right here was the first one, massive. Here was the second one, also huge. There was a little third nice squeeze that came in on Monday also. So anyway, great stuff. Trying to scroll through all the cheering in the VTF. You love to see it to try to find questions. Nick, I wish, man. I really wish. That was a nice pop right there. Wow, what an insane day. Let's pop again. Josh is making jokes. Ooh, price improvement. Price improvement's always a good thing. Colton. All right, here we got a YouTube question from Colton. DWAC is what he's asking me about. Yeah, so I have not spoken about this DWAC anytime recently. I mean, I kind of thought that the prices that it went to were completely absurd, and I don't really advocate trading this name just because the movements are so insane. I mean, you know, similar but different. And this I should have said this already. Like this car today, you can't trade this stock, guys. I'm sorry, unless you're working with $1 million account, you're putting yourself in like a $1 million account and trading it with small size. You're risking destroying your whole career by trading this. Sure, you can make a lot of money if you made a leveraged buy-in car today at 230. But for you guys who are trading this thing, especially after it halted, you can't do it. You just can't do it. I'm sorry. It's a $500 stock that's moving hundreds of dollars like every 5 minutes and is getting halted on the way up and on the way down. And that was part of the issue with that DWAC on that second day. Now, the first day, it was very tradable. Below 30 bucks or so, this thing was moving crazy, but it was very tradable. The second day, when this thing was halting at $175, it's a potential widowmaker. You got to be very, very careful on it. Now, if you want to just talk pure technicals, this thing's looking good. You know, it had a big move. The price has stabilized a little bit. The ADMA has kind of caught up to price action. You definitely want to see the low from today and this previous low of 52.77 hold on the support side. If those things lose, you know, you can't look at this company and have any idea of what this thing is actually worth. You can't, because you know the company doesn't even really have a business model yet. It's pure speculation. So you got to have the risk management in place. Right now, the technicals on the chart, they look bullish. While they look bullish, you can definitely, you know, work on being long, have your stop losses in place. But even with this, like if you bought this right now and you're just going off of today's low, you're taking on $9 worth of risk. Every 100 shares you take is $900 worth of risk. And that's assuming it doesn't gap pass your route or get halted and gap pass your route, which could definitely happen. So the first thing that I would say about this stock is a warning. You got to be very, very careful with what you're doing on this. The second thing I would say about it is, you know, if you are able to trade it because your account is big enough or you're able to trade with a tier size that's small enough, sure, it's looking bullish, but it's trading on pure speculation. So if you start to lose this like $55 support area, this thing could come back down to 15 bucks like that. Or it also could do the opposite. It could hold that support area and it could be, you know, back to, you know, $175 also like as fast as, you know, you can blink your eye. So that is kind of where we're at with DWAC. I don't like to trade it at this point. It's just too expensive and too whippy for me. Big refreshing buyer at 26.50 in Bed Bath & Beyond right now on the bid. Yeah, ET, just seeing your post there. You got a great price if you scoop this up at 20.30 here after hours. So same thing. You know, you can trim and trail your Bed Bath & Beyond, and you can use a game plan for this thing the same way that you would anywhere else. Look at the, you know, after hours chart. It's still very extended on a small time frame here, right? Your stock here is at 26 bucks, and the ADMA is on the 5 minutes at 24. So this thing could pull back to $24 easily and still be healthy. But, you know, trim and trail into large degrees of extension. That is how we roll. Fubo going, yeah, looks like this Bed Bath & Beyond is actually, you know, a lot of these funds that do short selling, they have shorts across the board. So part of the reason why AMC might be up big here after hours, and, you know, some of these other ones are running as well, is because whatever fund is getting blown up in Bed Bath & Beyond right now, they're liquidating their AMC short also because they have to reduce risk or raise capital or what have you. So that's how, a lot of times these short squeezes work. And you might see it in multiple stocks. We're going to have to keep all of these shorts on the radar tomorrow in a really big way. Where is AMC trading right now? How high did AMC get to here after hours? Went up to 42.40. And usually I start looking to short AMC in the $45 area. So, we'll pay attention to that. I'd love to start actively trading AMC to the short side while trading Bed Bath & Beyond on the long side again. Matt, you got to restart the VTF there sometimes. Nick, that Shawn Michaels versus the Bear is awesome. It's absolutely super cool. What happened with the ATVI report? I don't know. I didn't even see the numbers. They're smoking. It's down 10%. I'm sure that I'm sure Pat posted it here somewhere in the VTF. Next from Sam. X had a strong earnings move. Steel futures still at all-time highs. What's your analysis for the days to come? I love these material names. I love CLF. I love X. I love STLD. I actually said in the VTF today at one point, I think that, I don't remember what time of the day it was, but it was on the way up here. While it was on the way up, I called out that I think that this U.S. Steel, based on its daily chart, could be a great buy off of lows. Like, your 5-minute chart doesn't look like, too fantastic when this thing's getting back up to like 25 quarter, but this is why we need to combine multiple time frames with our trading, because forget about what X looks like on the small time frame for a minute. If you recognize, that's a big uptick. If you recognize more of what's going on the big time frame, that gives you a higher probability of success on kind of the smaller time frame trade that's there. This Bed Bath & Beyond just had a huge rip again. So I'm a big fan. Big fan, Sam. So hopefully you got some. Stick with your trade. What you want to see in X is that this is a new pivot low in this uptrend. I love that it filled its gap. I love that it pulled back to the ADMA and is attempting to give a pivot. That's exactly what you want to see. Yes, this Bed Bath & Beyond, the earnings report in September was like one of the worst earnings reports I've ever seen. It was kind of sick. But that $1 billion buyback, I said this this morning, I think, in our morning meeting. Man, when you're long these companies that have that buyback, it's just it's so awesome. Because you're literally long a stock and the company themselves are going to be on the bid for you. It's like an extra little layer of probability on the side of your trading. Next year from Ernest, would you please touch on top reversals and when managing risk around those pivots, how do pro traders handle a top, and how to look back on a shorter time frame should it look to have continued? Sure. So I'm happy to talk about that. So how do pro traders handle tops is part of the question here. And the way pro traders handle tops is by never predicting them. I am not a good enough of a trader to tell you exact bottoms and exact tops, right? So now there are signals for retracements. One of those retracement signals, Bed Bath & Beyond working its way towards 30 again. One of the signals that we look for a retracement is like a hammer candlestick or a shooting star. There's also certain types of, what are referred to as reversal patterns that you can be looking at. But in actuality, again, what they're really providing you is retracement back down to equilibrium. And I think that that's all you can adequately predict. If you have a really strong stock that gets extended and then gives you some sort of shooting star type candlestick, the only thing that you can actually predict is that the stock is likely to retrace back down a percentage of the up move that it gave and not necessarily give a full reversal. A great rule or concept to kind of have in mind with your trading is that trends tend to last for much longer than almost anyone expects that they will. And that applies on both sides of the market. Just look at this uptrend. I remember back in 2013, people saying that the S&P can't continue. It's been a 3-year rally. Double dip recession was like a big, kind of hot topic that people, like to speak about back then. Yeah, I mean, so you look for the retracement, and then you can have rules in place specifically for the reversal. Ernest, I don't know if you have any specific, examples that we could look at as a group, but, always happy to take a look at any charts or any names like that you might want to look at as a group. But that is the answer to your question, as I'm being so distracted by this thing. Just went up 100%, mark just got hit. 100%. Bed Bath & Beyond at $31. 100%. Sick. Absolutely sick. So, and then again, you get the retracement, and then you have rules for that retracement potentially turning into a reversal, and how to capitalize on it, and how to potentially stick with the trade. Watch out, guys. Josh is coming over here. Next here from Aaron. Can you explain what you mean by there's a refreshing buyer, meaning he keeps buying at the level? Yeah, watch my tape reading class in the training program. I think that's where I get into the specifics of a refreshing buyer. Basically, a refreshing buyer is a buyer who is buying at a certain price, but they're hiding their size. So you can't actually know how much that they are actually there to buy for specifically. Next from Sebastian, can you name really quick the speculative stocks? Yeah, we have a list. Rich, do you have the list, if Rich is here? I know Rich has been kind of keeping the list, because I had it on my other computer from when I was remote. But it's Palantir, it's Tilray, it's Jumai, it's Bed Bath & Beyond, it's INSG, it's Sumo, it's AI, it's Tilray, it's CGC, I'm just rattling names off my head. Yeah, we can try to get that list posted. Oh, Rich Robert posted it. Awesome. Yeah, Tilray, Triple D, NNDM, INSG, Skills, AI, Sumo, Plug, Fuel Cell, Jumai. I have MSTR in here, but you could really apply that to basically any of the crypto stocks. LMND, Lemonade, Palantir. We had lots on here. I guess that did catch a bid today along with the car. VLDR, CCIV, XL, XPEV, Run, like Sunrun, VUZI, VUZI, CLNE, BLNK, APPS, BFly, LI, Wish. Any of those names that we've seen, basically any of those stocks that were in speculative bubbles back in February. Almost any stock that you look at that had an insane move into February 2021 and has come down 50 to 75%, it's probably going to be in that list of speculative stocks. So thank you for posting that. ET saying, can't thank you and the team enough. I never would have been able to take advantage of Bed Bath & Beyond 6 months ago. After hours, even while understanding my risk, taking profits and trying. Awesome stuff, ET. Love to see the improvement from team members in the VTF. Love when you guys make money. We have such an awesome team in here. I love how we support each other. For people watching on YouTube, this is not what a typical afternoon meeting looks like, but it's just another reason to get involved with the team. Nick, you look like you crushed that also. Awesome. I love it. I absolutely love it, guys. All right, gang. I apologize. This was not a typical meeting, and I was a little bit short on some of the answers to some of the questions that you guys had. So I do apologize about that. But like I said, I don't think I've ever been in a stock that has gone in my favor by 100% plus after hours at any point over the course of my career. So it's a nice little gift, and that's it. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Adios.